Hi, I'm Jeff Murrow. I want to welcome you to True Texas History, where today I'll be talking about the 1st Texas Infantry and its flags. There's something about Texans and the Texas flag and our identity that resonates deep within us. And the events of the 1st Texas Infantry are a good testimony in terms of those deep feelings. It was July 2nd, back in 1863, during the Battle of Gettysburg, that General Hood approached the Texas Brigade, the men of the 1st Texas, and he says, essentially told the men, fix your bayonets, my brave Texans, and take those heights, because there was some high ground where there were some cannons and a lot of rough terrain. In fact, that area is known as Devil's Den. And the commander of the 1st Texas told his men, follow the Lone Star up those heights. So literally, they had a Texas flag, and they were following it into battle. And the men of the 1st Texas had a strong loyalty to the state, and the men of the 1st Texas were from a number of East Texas counties. I mean, I'd go into a whole list, but essentially it ranges from Tyler, through Houston, Harrison, all sorts of counties in East Texas, all the way down. They even had some men from Galveston as part of the 1st Texas Infantry. Now, the first flag that the 1st Texas Infantry had, there's rumors that it was made from Mrs. Wigfall's wedding dress. Now, Wigfall was our senator to the United States from Texas until he was booted out. Now, research has found that that wasn't the case, and their 1st Texas flag looked like this. Now, the daughter of Wigfall testified that the star and this white bar were made from one of her dresses, and that has been proven. They've gone ahead and tested that. Now, that flag was captured at the Battle of Sharpsburg, and it was quite a cost. I believe there were 8 flag bearers, or 8 Texans, that tried to carry the flag out, and each of them was killed, and the flag was laying there among them. They were caught in a terrible crossfire. Now, the flag itself, if you had been on the battlefield, keep in mind, this does not do it justice. This thing is 6 feet this way, so it's a huge, huge flag, if you had a chance to see it. And so it was considered quite a battle trophy. Now, after the Battle of Sharpsburg, when they initially lost that flag, and typically on the flags, this one says 7 Pines and Gaines Farm, because those are battle honors. If you were in a battle and played a prominent role, you were allowed to put the battle honors on the flag. Now, there were several incidents after this where the men were on parade, and the Texans would parade in front of the officers, and the officers thought it was odd that, where's their flag? Because they knew that the men had a Texas flag, as well as had been given a Confederate flag. And the men at that time said that the only flags that we have are these ones from Texas. And so they pulled out their Texas flags and flew them. And, General Hood says, it's mighty suspicious how those flags disappeared. We're referring to the Confederate flags because this was some of the things that the Texans had done. So there was another Texas flag after that one was captured. I am not sure what happened there. The records indicate that one of their flags was captured right before Appomattox, and that seems to be a Confederate flag that had barely been worn at all, had showed very little wear and tear, because the men usually served under their Texas flag, and because it was essentially kind of left on the battlefield at the closing battle of Appomattox, someone captured it, and of course they were given a Medal of Honor. You know, for whatever reason, the United States gave people medals of honor for capturing Texas flags. Now, when they captured the first one, they did things like would affix it to a music wagon and have the wagon go up and down the Union lines, playing the song Yankee Doodle while flying the Texas flag, and make sure that it was put in dishonorable positions, which would have angered most Texans to see that. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about the relationship of the 1st Texas with its flag, because I think there's some moving stories there that should inspire us in terms of showing respect and honor to the Texas flag. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to leave them below. I'll be glad to address them. I'm glad that you tuned in. Feel free to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, this is Jeff Murrah, wishing you vaya con Dios, my friends. Goodbye.